Always so much to talk about. My name is John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. That's right. That's the name that my mother and father gave me. Our government gave me the name David Keith Quigley. And I'm sharing my story loud and proud. And I hope you all share it with me, please. Oh, I'm just getting on here, getting warmed up. I see a couple people popped in, sending their love. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you stopping in. Well, I am doing good. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you are doing good also. Appreciate that. Hello to all. I got on here a little early today so I could get some people in here from the East Coast. Usually I pop in and then I realize it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning there. And hello, all you Lions and all you family members. So much to talk about. People don't ask me too many questions, and there's so much to talk about. I was scrolling on Facebook, and once again, if you go to my Facebook profile, that's David Quigley, you'll see a little kid as a profile picture. That is me. And I believe it's the one I am holding an M16 with Ralph Sonny Barger sitting on the floor. I do remember that day, vaguely anyhow. Memories like that stay in your mind. But yeah, David Quigley with that profile picture, please follow me. Numbers aren't adding up, people. They aren't adding up. We're being hindered, blocked, and everything else. And hello, brother. Hello, sister. So nice to see you on here. Anyway, the numbers aren't adding up, people. I posted that. I'm almost, well, I was getting a lot of followers on Facebook, then it slowed way down. They took my numbers off my videos, so I could not see how many people are watching my videos. That was just done this last week. But I posted a petition at the top of my Facebook page, what I was getting at with the profile pictures. There's only been 13 shares, I believe, maybe a little few more now. We are up to 400 and something signatures on that petition. You don't have to donate. All you have to do is sign it if you want to anyway. I would definitely appreciate it if you signed it. But please, let's get this petition into the millions. You know, there's so many things that we could go viral on that we haven't in the past years. Stolen Identity, the books, the Historian's Tale, and the documentary, The Quiet Journey.tv. There's so many things we could do to go viral, but we're being hindered and blocked and shadow banned and everything else from the truth. But we keep going on, and I think Lanny stepped into the room also. I see Laughter and Love said, "Hey, Lanny." So many wonderful Lions, so many. But yeah, you Lions, if you can go share that petition everywhere possible, do me that solid. Let's get it out there. Let's make something go viral, for Christ's sake. I got so many stories to share. If you've been with me for the past few years that I've been sharing, we could talk about so many things that I personally know. And so many things that I personally know. And I was just sitting on the couch dwelling on it. Why would they do that? Why would federal agents put me under MK Ultra and take me around and show me all the evil deeds that they're doing, all the murders, all the cover-ups? Why? There's something, a big big reason behind that. And you think it's that they plan on bringing me out? They plan on me being in the spotlight where I can share and I can point my finger at all these evil doers. I really don't know, but that would sure be great. But I want to expose what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra is a mind weapon. It is a weapon of war. It is being used on us. It has been used on me over and over and over again. And people, you all need to get how powerful it is. And I've been thinking about the World Trade Center because I see a lot of videos on Facebook lately about the World Trade Center, how there was no plane, how it was an inside job. If you're one of those people that believe the World Trade Centers were an inside job, I do. I know so. I was there. Not literally there, but prior to what happened, I was there. But there's so much we can talk about, but you can see the videos, how it was an explosion from on the inside out. The windows were blowing out, and there might have been one plane hit it, maybe. I don't know. But maybe the other was demolition. And here's how I know it was a demolition. Because if you're not familiar with the World Trade Centers, there was a prior attack on the World Trade Centers. I've made videos on this over and over and over again. They get blocked. They don't want you to know what I know. But I was okay, first let's back up for a minute. There was an attack on the World Trade Center where they drove vehicles in the basement full of explosives and blew them up. That was the first attack. Well, what happened? The cement pillars, all that cement got blown off the pillars and every other thing. The investigators that came in said the buildings have to be tore down. Plain and simple. Think about it. The first attack, the buildings have to be tore down. Now, if you don't know how big organized crime is, it's fucking huge. How do you cover up? How do you get somebody to cover up documents stating that those buildings have to be torn down? How do you cover up a crew that went in there drilling holes, placing explosives on those floors? How do you cover it all up? Think about it. It's huge. Organized crime is huge. If that really happened, which I believe it did, these people planting those explosives, these people covering up the first attack on the World Trade Center, hello? It's huge. And I'm trying to share how huge, how powerful these people are to cover something like that up. Maybe you think those planes really did hit and took those down. Well, I'm a personal eyewitness. I was there in the basement checking out the damage. Oh, well, when you get out of there, what are you doing? That's my dog, Bubba. I saw his ear poking through there. But anyway, MK Ultra. Did you know you can get somebody? And I was thinking about all these child trafficking tunnels and all these tunnels that go from Mexico into the United States, these smuggling tunnels for drugs and every other thing run by our CIA. How do you get hundreds of workers in there, hundreds of workers to dig at tunnels, and nobody's talking about it? It's called MK Ultra, people. I've shared MK Ultra. They get you while you're asleep. They have you do things like work. Like I dug graves. They used to come put me under MK Ultra and have me dig graves. I wore out a shovel digging graves. You know how you get a brand new shovel and it's got a point on it? Yeah. And then after a while, after you dig and dig and dig with that shovel, it looks like a heart on the end. Sometimes anyway. Sometimes it's just straight across, a nub. But yeah, after I got done digging all those graves, my shovel was a nub. They had me use the same one over and over and over again. Well, how do you do things that huge? Well, first of all, think about it. Think about how you could get all those people Robin, answer my phone. Hurry up. Hurry up. Sorry for the interruption. But people really need to realize how big my story is of what I am sharing, what these people can do. And with that said, they can cover these things up. Huge. Waco. I could tell you about Waco. Cover up. Who was the president of the United States when Waco happened? Bill and Hillary. And I could tell you most definitely they are criminals of the cabal. Straight up. How about Bush? When the World Trade Centers came down, when that was planned, when that was staged, who was our president? Bush. It doesn't matter if you're Obama. It does not matter if you're Trump or Biden. It's the same crime ring. Straight up it is. And there's so many people that are brainwashed into thinking Trump's the savior now when Trump's a little fucking maggot. I've been sharing that for years. You know, when he became president of the United States, I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to have to go in hiding again. Yeah. Because he is the cabal. And with my knowledge of what I know and what I see and what I feel in my heart, Donald Trump was Epstein's boss. You all climb the ladder. All these people have to climb the ladder. But if you notice Donald Trump and Epstein together, the videos of Donald Trump and Epstein together, if you notice the videos of him with the man that stole my identity, the one that everybody thought was John Kennedy Jr., that had no Kennedy blood, you'll see Donald Trump whispering in his ear. You'll see Donald Trump whispering in Robert Kennedy's ear. You'll see Donald Trump whispering in Epstein's ear. And on and on and on. Usually the person whispering in someone's ear is the one giving them orders. And with that said, I knew he was fucked up from when you all voted for him, if you did, if not, whatever. I knew he was fucked up then because they're all fucked up. They're all part of the cabal. But I believe he is the boss. That's why they made him president of the United States of America. Now he can get away with murder. Now he can get away with pardons. Now he can get away with so much bullshit. But it's huge. The organized crime ring is way beyond of what people can even imagine. You know, you got the World Trade Centers. If it's true, which I do believe it is, that it was an inside job, because I was there. They had to tear those down. Like I said, after the first attack, the World Trade Centers had to come down. Okay, so that's what happened. Was MK Ultra part of that? I'm sure it was. You can make people do things and then totally forget they even done it. It's the perfect weapon for crime, where you're standing back a million miles away from the crime and the crime is being committed, but you're the one responsible for the crime. That's MK Ultra. Well, let's talk about Waco. How about Waco? All those little children in there. Yeah. When that tank just ran right through the front door and it just happened to light all them children on fire. Who gave that order? Why was that done? And I can tell you why that was done. They were getting too big. They were getting too big. They were a threat and exposing. You think the Clintons? No, we could even talk about Timothy McVeigh. How about Oklahoma City? Yeah, I talked with Timothy McVeigh. You believe that or not? I talked with him, and he told me the whole story, people. They brought me around on events like that to show me. Why? Why did I meet David Koresh? Why did I get to meet David Koresh? You think he was a victim of MK Ultra? You think he was getting too big? How about Timothy McVeigh? You think he was a victim of MK Ultra and he was getting too big? You think? Yeah, I can tell a lot of stories. Yeah, somebody called me a peanut farmer the other day, Lanny, and they said I look more like Jimmy Carter, but they're all family. They're all organized crime family put in place by the cabal. All of them. Ever since my father was assassinated, every single president, and they didn't take long. What was it? 15 minutes after my father had that headshot. It's the system works on a ladder. Yeah. So they climb the ladder, and sometimes they get rid of the people at the top of the ladder so they can keep climbing it. And that's what happened when my father was assassinated for the whole world to see. And yes, my father's dead. He's not coming back. To all you people that say my father was still alive, murder is murder. The spin they put on everything. If my father was still alive, then murder would not be murder, would it? But it was. I never saw my father again. So a lot of people need to realize how big this is and how much spin they put on stuff like Epstein and the crime ring. It's all a crime ring, people. And you're just now finding out about Diddy and Trump and Epstein and Maxwell and all these people. A picture will tell you 1,000 words. It's all the same crime ring. I don't care if you get Biden or you get Trump. It's all a game. People say they voted for Trump because they didn't want what's her fuck. And I'm bad with names. You'll have to forgive me. But they didn't want her to win. People need to wake up and realize we got more choices than the two they give us. We're getting fucked by the cabal when they give us two choices, and that's what we think we got. It's planned. Your vote does not matter. And they will do things like the fake Trump assassination where real people die. I've seen a lot of people die in my lifetime. Trust me, and a lot of them were my loved ones. Well, thank you so much for all the comments. If anybody wants to talk about something, there you go, Lanny. David Koresh. And then you got things like Timothy McVeigh. You know, this world ain't as bad as you think it is unless it's done by our government. Unless it's done by our government. Yeah. It's huge. The anthrax, the shootings at schools. The cabal are running things, and they're doing it because they don't care about human lives. They just care about doing for their own agenda. How about Las Vegas shooting? Think that it was done by MK Ultra? I guarantee you it was. Especially when the FBI just covered it all up. Just like the FBI are covering me up. You know, please go to David Quigley on Facebook. That's the name the government gave me. And hit the petition and sign it. And help me expose these people and the crime ring that they're all a part of, please. I got a lot of lions on here, which would be great if everyone went to my Facebook and shared it on their Facebook. That would be awesome.